Hi, this is number 9. I'm going to walk you through kind of your homework problem in here. This is page 124, chapter 2, coming out from your book with it. And number 9, the bottom of the page, says miles per gallon. This is the one that we are going to do together for the purpose of discussion here with it. So let me crank up the notepad with this thing. And this is, the name of the problem is miles per gallon. So I will call this class miles per gallon when I save this thing. So again, start out with something with your name goes here with it, and something that and you have your course number, okay? Number goes here. Of course, this is number 9, page 124. Excuse me, 124 or 125. All right. If you read through this problem, it says a car mileage per gallon MPG can be calculated with the following formula. So they give you a formula that's on that page: miles driven divided by gallons of gas used. All that's equal to miles per gallon. And top of page 125, it says write a program that asks the user for the number of miles driven and the gallons of gas used. It should calculate the car's MPG and displays the results on the screen. Now, a couple of things when you read through it, you're going to see that write a program prompts the user to type in a number. So you got to have the scanner class in this thing, right? So the first thing you need to do is to import the library file, your preprocessor file with the scanner. So what does this line do? You need this right here to be able to bring in the scanner class with it. So I'm just going to need for the scanner class. Okay, let me place this aside a second here. And inside of this thing, you're going to start with your program, the way you want to program this thing. So you start with public class, the same as I'm going to call it as miles per gallons, right? And curly brackets. Between that curly brackets, I'm going to put in another set of curly brackets, a method that's called public static void main for this thing, and it has parentheses of string, square brackets, inside of that. So before I move on, I'm going to do file save as. I'm going to find that folder that I just created on my desktop with this thing. And I have a folder called lab2 inside the homework directory. And this is chapter 2_9, okay, is what I'm going to put it under. Again, I'm going to call this thing, I have to call this the same name so you can see miles per gallons here. Same uppercase, miles per gallons, okay? And it is a Java file, so .java, so you got to do all files here. And you're going to save this inside of that, okay? So that's the first thing you're going to do, is you create that file. Now, inside of this thing, what we're going to do is look at it, and I want to walk you through a couple of things that we look at the identification. Let me put this up so I can actually see what time it is. So inside of this, we need to look at some variables. We need to declare variables here. So what variables are we talking about? You gotta have miles for a purpose of accuracy. What data type would you want to use? It's up to you. I'm going to use double. Okay. This will contain your miles. Another one is you need a double for your gallons. You could do this in int. I'm not gonna. And another double for your mpg, miles per gallon. Okay, so this is your basic variables that you're gonna work with. You create your scanner here, your scanner object. Let's create a scanner object here. How do you create a scanner object for keyboard input? So this is how you do it. You start out with the word scanner, the class, this scanner right here. You start that out with the same as the scanner class with this thing. Your the syntax is you're going to assign it to the word, any word. I'm going to call it keyboard equal new scanner. And this scanner, I want to actually, at this time, I need to take the input of system.in. Okay, so what just happened? I created a new object. How do I get to do that? Because I get to use the scanner library file. This syntax allows me to write in a method that I take the input and assign whatever input is inside of the keyboard. Now I've basically empowered keyboard with the scanner class, meaning whatever the scanner class has, it has capabilities of reading in to the end line, whatever methods it has. Now that's been transferred to this object. Okay. Now coming down here, we need to prompt the user, get the users, get the miles driven. So how do I do that? Prompt the user, system.out.print, and I'm going to put in a string in this thing, enter the miles driven, colon space, control that, and I want that cursor to be blinking, blinky, blinky after the space right here. So that's why I'm just going to use the word print. Now I'm going to read it in. I'm going to read this in, store it in. How do I read it in? Well, I'm going to use the keyboard object. This keyboard is this keyboard right here. This keyboard is this keyboard. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the method that tells me to do this next. What data type? This is miles. The data type is a double, so I need to use the method next double. Okay, the same method that's actually being used as the same data type as a method with this thing, and all of this needs to store into what variable? What variable am I looking for? Is this miles right here, right? So that mile is now being stored here. Remember now, one equal sign means the right side stores to the left side. Okay, that's universal in programming with it. I'm going to take the same set of code that I did for the miles. Okay, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to take it on because I have to remember now. I have to get what the gallons, right? We have to store things in a gallon here. So that's the next thing. I'm going to take that. I want to, instead of what did I do? Oh, sorry. Instead of, I need to actually get the gallons this time for the mileage for this thing, gallons of few. So get the gallons of few. Anyway, get the number of gallons per few. So enter the, what do I say here? Enter the gallons of fuel used. How's that? Okay, enter the gallons of fuel used. Okay, I need to read that in and store that into this variable call, what I call it is the gallon. Now if you notice here, we prompt the user. The next step is we got to do something with that memory, basically, with it, right? You got to calculate the miles per gallon Okay, so the formula that we are giving at the bottom of page 9 is what? You have the MPG, okay? So you basically take the miles, this mile, whatever's input here, becomes this. Divide that with what? The gallons, right? This gallons. And all that should equal to the MPG, this memory allocation. Okay, so you have this now. You just have to display this thing. Get out to the screen. Okay, display the output. Okay, so hang on, I got